Have any of you experienced or are experiencing any of these symptoms? Fast heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating, or feeling tired? Well, if you have, you may be experiencing stress or anxiety. If you're a person that wants to prevent this from happening, today I'm going to talk about actions one can take to prevent stress or anxiety from happening to them. In recent studies, I have come to learn that 87% of students have suffered from stress or anxiety during their college years. Therefore, I have done my research in ways that could bring this percent down because I know some of us are currently in a dark tunnel trying to find any type of light to get out. Stress and anxiety can take a huge toll on someone's life. That's why I'm going to talk about actions one can take, like getting a hug from a loved one, eating a well-balanced meal, and avoiding procrastination. According to Scott in 2020, in the article Effective Stress Relievers for Your Life, the author states that physical touch can do a lot to relieve from stress. I learned from this article that when you hug a loved one, especially, oxytocin, which is considered a cuddle hormone, is released in the body. This produces higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress. I can personally relate to this because a couple weeks ago I was stressed because of schoolwork, and my parents realized this and they came up to me and they gave me a hug to show their support. That put such a huge smile on my face because I realized I had someone there I could rely on in my time of need, and they would be there 100% supporting me along the way. Other than that, oxytocin also reduces blood pressure, in which it produces a sense of relaxation, which is crucial for relieving stress. Also, hugging helps you feel connected with others, and it helps reduce those feelings of loneliness and isolation, which is very important to relieve stress and anxiety. This is important to realize because this is the simplest form of stress relief available. If the majority of people realize this, I feel like there would be less cases of suicide, less cases of dropping out of school. So now that I gave you some background information on how getting a hug can impact our well-being, I'm now going to talk about how eating a well-balanced meal plays a role in relieving stress and anxiety. So, according to Bandry in 2020 in the article Stress Management, eating a healthy diet can reduce negative effects of stress in our body. So some of you may be saying, how does our diet relate to our stress? And this is because stress affects our blood pressure and our blood flow. So those nutrients help improve that. So what some of us also don't realize is that meal prepping can be very beneficial because it's cheaper than going out to eat all the time. So because you have healthy foods of your choice for the whole week there. And if you work, you can just grab and go, and you can just consume those nutrients that you need in order to relieve those stress and anxiety levels. So moving on, I'm going to give some information on how procrastination is one of the biggest factors of stress and anxiety. So according to Jennings in 2018, in the article 16 Simple Ways to Relieve Stress and Anxiety, it states that it's always beneficial to prioritize what needs to get done and make time for it. Most importantly, staying on top of your to-do list relieves that stress and procrastination that we may have. So one word we all know, we all hate, is procrastination. The majority of us have done this along the way in our career. Procrastination can lead you to act impulsive, and it leads you to scramble up to catch up. Let's take a moment to think about when we procrastinate in school and how out of our minds we feel because we stayed up all night doing homework. We stay up all night sometimes just to do that work we need to get done, and we stress out afterwards, just like if we got a good grade or if we stayed up enough to study for that specific thing. So was it really worth it staying up, or should we had fit in time weeks before to do better quality work in the first place? So in my opinion, making to-do list is very beneficial. This allows you to give yourself realistic deadlines and work your way down the list, and allows you to be organized, allowing you to not miss an assignment, which is very important. Give yourself also large amounts of uninterrupted time, because switching between tasks or considered multitasking can be stressful itself, leading to procrastination to happen in the first place. So, overall, there are hundreds of other ways that can cause stress and anxiety. But if we at least follow these 3 steps, we can reduce our stress and anxiety levels, allowing us to live a more happier, more relaxed life. Today, I shared with all of you that getting a hug from a loved one allows you to become more happier. How eating a well-balanced meal gives you those nutrients that we need to maintain our blood pressure and our blood flow from that stress and anxiety, and how procrastination plays a huge role in stress or anxiety. So, the top 3 mental health concerns facing college students is stress, anxiety, and depression. Let's just keep that in mind. Overall, thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope to see some of you guys as well.